Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Neil. It's Monday, which means we are watching the next episode of the Spitballers, my favorite weekly podcast anywhere on the internet. It's been kind of a crazy day so far. Sometimes the real world just gets in the way of your best laid plans. So it's a little later than I normally would like to get to watching this. But I finally have a little time to sit back, enjoy a cup of coffee, and enjoy Andy, Mike, and Jason do their thing. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just get into it. Without further ado, episode 145 of the Spitballers.
It's the Spitballers podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Scattity scat scat, who had a dingity pow?
Andy's scat game has gotten better in the last couple of months.
Yes,
I feel like he's practicing in front of the mirror or
and
something.
Here's the thing: it feels really good to have your ego stroked. And so when we read these 5-star reviews, and we're like, "Oh man,
We're awesome.
we are so good."
I've had a rough go over a few episodes though, because some of the reviews did just tell me what I looked like and what I could fix.
Right.
Oh, we're finally hearing some of that.
To those people, you
This was the if you could get one piece of plastic
Well, 'cause I
surgery.
couldn't think of what I needed done. Andy, this is a recent one. You need plastic surgery for your head and your hand. Your head is weird shaped and your hands are too big and small.
too big and small.
Yeah.
So, like
Maybe
one
that's is that a depth perception thing here on the YouTube?
Would you rather?
Would you rather sit at the very front row or the very back row at a movie theater?
Oh, this isn't even a question. One of these
It's-
things is good, and one of these things is the worst.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'll
this
take
is
back
really,
row.
Layout.
I'll take back row
at
and
the
any.
movie theater is great.
Heck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. You want to know what you can
You
do?
can see the whole
Whatever you
screen.
want. In the back row, you can put your feet up, you can lay down, you could stand up if you want. You want to know who you're getting in front of?
Nobody.
Nobody.
What the question was going to, which I am curious about for you guys. You can go to, let's say, like a conference or a talk in a big amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather be in the first row right up at the front? There's a tension on you at that point. If you're in the way, way, way far back, you don't see as well,
Right.
but you have freedom, right? Nobody can tell if you're paying attention. You need to go to the bathroom. It's
That's
nice
exactly
in the
where I
back.
was going to go. If you are in the front row, you are in the no bathroom break zone.
Usually,
Everybody
when I'm at
sees you get up and
conference,
go.
I'm gonna miss-
How many do you go to?
I jet set.
Yeah.
Conference to conference.
I've
I've gone.
I'm a setter of the jets.
Set some jets.
We've gone together, we've gone apart, we've gone for different businesses, and I will say this, and this might be the snootiest thing I've ever said.
Oh, no.
And I've said some snooty things.
You've
on
said
this
some
show.
snooty
So
things,
far
Mr.
today.
Moneybags.
Right. I've never been at any conference and any speaker that I've really given crap about it all. I mean, I want to get out.
This is a man who wants to play Candy Crush Saga at all times.
Right? I mean, tell me something important, because I got...
You realize that we watched Andy give a talk at a conference once.
Oh, I'm including that, and that was not the one. I mean, look, we talked to him. Let me write the questions and write the answers for you, because everybody already knows what they're going to say.
How do you know so many things?
How do you keep upgrading your snooty comments by the minute?
I mean, it's... Because I feel like I am just being honest,
No, you're being
but
brutal.
maybe I am being snooty. Do you
Toots.
guys not feel this way at these conferences? Like, genuinely.
No, you don't get away.
Flexibility of being able to dip out for a bathroom
No,
break.
no,
I mean, let's be real
no,
about
no,
conferences.
no, I'm
Not every
talking
panel
about
is worth it.
You usually find value from these speakers.
But I've learned a
Like,
ton at
They're
conferences.
saying nothing that ever helps you, and basically know where it's going.
It's a mix. It
Of
depends
course
on
it
what
is.
conference. We should
And
not be
learn
going
from.
to conferences at all based on
You're not going to get invited to them
Where it
anymore.
happened.
Nerds. Did you say nerds?
Yeah.
Yeah, get them.
Wow.
So I'll be at the back of both of these things.
The snooty meter just
The
climbs and
question here
climbs.
I have not sat in a front row in forever because it's the worst. But is it now?
It still
yeah,
is.
so
It's
bad.
still problems.
You still got to
seeing
swing
the
your
light
head
bulb.
90 degrees or more to see the whole
Man,
thing.
Look,
No.
my screen is bigger
Still
than yours
terrible.
if I'm in the front.
If you have to
Problem-
move your
yeah,
head
that's
to
important.
follow
problem-
the action
another
in an
problem
action
is that
movie,
there's many. But
it's
the
you're
the
too
front-
close.
Would you rather have to get up to get a new roll of toilet paper every time you're in the middle of a two-ski,
Every time.
Oh,
man.
that's
So
terrible.
Right in the middle of every. All right.
I actually had to do that this
See what
morning.
the
It's
other
brutal.
option
Well, why are you doing it in the middle?
You're in the middle of your whole process.
Right.
Okay.
But then
You realize you're without paper.
Okay, all right, I'm just trying to.
You
take
need
this
to
at face
wipe.
value.
Or walk
But you can't
wet
pull
and
up your
naked
pants.
across the room to get a towel that you forgot every time you finish
Oh,
the
that's-
shower.
I'll
With
run for the
toilet
towel.
paper, you're
And you
doing-
can't phone a friend for either of these.
No.
Right.
This
No
is
help,
you-
help, help.
you
No,
have
this
to
is
solve
bachelor
your
life.
problem.
So you're doing the pants around the ankles, squaddle hoddle.
I
What
mean-
is the furthest you have ever had to go
Upstairs.
to recover a new toilet paper roll?
Yeah, it's bad, Mike.
Oh,
It's
no.
bad.
Is this a full repantsing?
This is a. Yeah, I mean, look.
Oh no!
When we're out of toilet paper upstairs, okay,
It's downstairs in the pantry?
It's
Oh, yeah.
nowhere near. I mean, look.
Stairs?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
There's
going
a
down.
vertical motion of the cheeks.
Oh, it's not
Rubbing
good. It's not good. I mean, if I'm home alone and we do not have toilet paper upstairs, there's one place to go and it's too far away.
Oh,
I've never ever had to do any of this because
No,
I made
because-
sure
you've never.
That-
Of course
you've never
Andy
made,
hasn't.
Like
I would never
Andy
put myself in that
is
position.
you
has
never-
been a
that-
45-year-old
talk about a
man since he
quad
was 10.
Workout.
I don't think the toilet could take paper towels.
Yes,
It can
it
take
could
golf
use the paper
balls and
towel.
underwear, but it can't
You're
take
not
paper
supposed
towel.
to.
Correct. You're not supposed to.
I gotta
But
go
when
home
in-
and flush a bunch of different things down my toilet.
Yes.
See where the barometer is.
Don't do
for
this,
my
kids.
equipment.
No, that's a good way to have to
All
call
right.
a plumber.
Shauna from Patreon, would you rather be a world-class tap dancer or a world-class line dancer?
Now,
Ooh. Neither?
Just to,
My thoughts on tap dancing are very well known, and I am sorry.
You're anti-tap
I am
dance.
sorry out there.
I'll
because
take the
I
line
know
dancing.
that
A, because you can be part of a group, and B,
good tap
I think it's
dancers, you have
considered
spent years,
slightly
years and
sexier.
hours of
Also,
your life perfecting.
I kind of have a thing for
And
country
there
girls,
is
so
not a more and like the hardest moves to do are the worst sounding moves. Like, why would you spend so much time mastering this?
well, Mike has thought this position through. Like he,
there are so many
Your
talents.
life. Your
the snooty
There are
meter for this
so
whole
many
episode
talents
is
that
pretty
you
darn
could have
high.
mastered.
Starting right now, you're 9, Jason?
Uh-huh.
30, almost 39.
no, I'm 38, almost.
And could you do it?
No, I've got a bit of a weight issue. I think
Yeah, you
that-
could still
I'm
do it.
looking forward
be
to
able to-
watching this show
be a
in
lot
a
louder.
year or so when these guys start hitting their 40s, because I feel like there's going to be some serious midlife crisis response.
Would you rather take an international trip with your entire itinerary planned for you or with nothing planned for you? And
Oh,
you
man.
both know my answer.
Ooh.
Andy will take the
I know your
planning.
answer. I definitely know my answer.
I've backpacked
I know
around the
Andy's
world and
answer.
I've shown up in
I
new
want
cities
Andy's
with
to
zero
guess
plan, nowhere
what
to
our
stay.
answers would be.
I'll take the no plan thing.
And
I've done the
it
tour
was
thing.
planned, right? It was
And
like
they're
the
they're
hotels
great.
were
They're a
booked,
great way
food
to
was figured
get
out,
used to a new country.
breakfast, lunch,
My
dinner,
first 3 weeks in
all the
India, I took a
destinations, hop on
tour
the bus. I didn't have
because
to think about it.
I wanted to learn
That's
the
the way
rail
I- 'cause
system.
there's a
I
lot to
wanted
think
to
about
talk
with
to a
international
local,
travel.
our guide, and
So,
get some
I
experience
guess
and
my
some advice.
initial reaction was that Jason would rather
But-
nothing be planned out for him. But now I think.
But
that y'all
generally
might-
speaking, I love
actually
just
think
showing up in a
all
new
three
town
of you
and
would choose
figuring
my
it out from there.
plot
I think this might be the very first time
Yeah,
I've
that's
ever
another thing,
part
too.
is
Like,
disagreed
going
with
international,
all
I
three
want-
of the
I've talked
guys.
to my kids, like, when they're
Although it's
little,
also one of the
I
few
want to
times
take
where I
them
can
to
remember where all three of them are on the same
international
page.
trip, but I
These
don't
guys are
know
not
where to
experienced
go. I mean, I can
travelers.
tell you,
You and your family have been living the nomad life for years in a post-apocalyptic world.
Of course,
Oh.
so we would survive.
When you come across a delivery truck full of pet food, of all the pet foods you would have to choose from, which would you choose for yourself and your family? Dog or cat food, canned or bagged food? The wet food
wet
makes
food-
it worse for me.
It smells
delicious.
so.
Oh, wait, what were you going to say?
Terrible.
Say-
It stinks.
Children.
I didn't understand. It was gross, and I was like spitting it out. I look up. Tiffany is laughing hysterically because she just fed me dog food. She put dog food at the bottom of the cereal bowl, covered it with Cocoa Puffs. She was having herself a great time. And I stormed
I love
out of this
Jason's
place
wife.
with my
That's
Jack in the Box.
hilarious.
And there are people whose job it is to eat this dog food.
Wait, is that
Wait,
true?
what?
Oh, yes, that's a real job.
Don't
We-
they test
Really?
dogs?
No,
Why?
no, people eat the dog food. All of the dog food is tested by people.
Hold on.
There's
Why?
real jobs.
I don't know.
Hold on.
I mean, I'm just
Does that pay
trusting you.
terribly, or does that
I feel
pay
like I need
quite
to
well?
slope- Yeah, I think if you're making $100K
Yeah.
from eating dog food, I'm telling everybody.
I don't even know
It's
from
true.
your breath, though. I'm in the pet industry. Wait, did you just eat some dog food?
Yeah, every day.
Owen from Patreon. A mysterious stranger approaches you with an offer. He will give you $10,000 for every mile per hour you go above the speed limit for a week. The amount above must always be the same no matter the speed limit.
Okay.
And if you're pulled over by law enforcement, you go to jail for 6 months.
Mm.
How far above the speed limit do you go?
So if I were to go 10 miles over the speed limit everywhere I drive,
For a week.
I would have $100,000?
That's
That
right.
is correct.
So, like, because I would say that's my normal drive. Like, my casual, usual drive is about...
But if you get
9
pulled
miles.
over,
School zone is the crucial one here.
I'd
Yeah,
avoid schools for a
but
week.
even then,
That's a very substantial
almost
jump.
I'd just avoid schools
now,
for a
here's the
week.
thing, though.
You don't have to go to school zone.
I can avoid school zones. There's only one
Yes.
school zone I drive.
These are miles per hour, not kilometers.
20,
You'll go a
20
full
is
20, eh?
Pushing criminals?
Yeah, exactly. 10 is safe. I think 10 is safe. You're getting 100,000 here baseline, so it's just a matter of
How much
be willing
are you
risk
willing to
an
gamble?
Extra 100,000, and when I say it like that, it seems pretty dumb.
It
I'm
does.
already getting 100,000.
I'll take the free
This
100
is the
grand.
question when I
10
was
miles
reading
per
it.
hour, and I'll
Mike
avoid
is-
school zones.
I'm in for 10. Let's go. I'm in for 10. All right, one more. Alice from the website. Your local wizard
job, Andy.
appears at your door once,
Local wizard makes an
one
appearance.
evening,
Yay.
seeking your hair for potion making, obviously. Local wizard.
Polyjuice
For
potion?
every hair you offer up, he will give you $1. But the catch is those hairs will never grow back. Assuming you have 150,000 hairs right now, how many are you willing to part with for good?
I'm pretty sure
I'm just
with
happy
my head
that I have
hair,
150,000
let me
hairs
show
on my
you.
head.
I was very disappointed to see that I have now been given
that
the same
I
amount
could
that
give
Jason
up
has.
Yeah, take
50,000
that, sucker.
and I'd just sort of be
I
down to
believe I'll
normal
be-
human levels
I
of
don't know how
hair.
long. I don't know if it'll be.
I got a
think it will
thick
surprise
head.
you.
So
I
I'll
believe
happily
that
take
I will be
50
bald.
grand.
By choice.
To thin it
I
out.
will shave my head.
It's an actual curse to
earlier
have
than
thick
YouTube
hair.
The
Spitballers draft.
All right, this one's going to be interesting today.
This is a problem.
We have done these drafts with two of the major sports. This is a mascot battle royale.
I know they did
We've done this
NFL.
with, I believe, the NFL and the NBA.
I don't remember the
We are
NBA one,
drafting.
but
We're doing the Major League Baseball battle royale. So
Which is we're in a very good position here, Andy, because there are two top picks.
I agree.
Giants.
I agree with
Now,
that.
which one do you go with?
I've gone back and forth.
Angels?
So
Do you want Angels?
For my first pick, I've decided
What else is huge?
that I'm going to go with the quote-unquote mascot from Detroit. I'm going to take
Lions.
the Tigers.
Tigers, sorry.
Wow,
Tigers.
that was not one of the top two picks that I was talking
Really?
about.
It's not the Detroit Tiger.
No.
I have Tigers. I have a lot of them.
To be fair,
no.
all of these
I
things
know.
have an-
Everything's
all
plural.
of
You
these
only
things
get
are
one.
plural.
We're going to get down
So
to
I-
like some
look,
pretty
now you
weak.
know that there are
Baseball
three picks
mascots
that
are
I
not
took one Mike thought was better.
notoriously
All right,
vicious.
well,
Like,
I'm up
there's teams named
into
after
bat against
clothing.
your Tigers.
Red
I'm going
Sox,
to
White
take
Sox.
A whole
Take the
heavenly
Giants.
host.
Oh,
I'm
you're
going to
taking the
take
Angels.
choir of them.
Yeah.
I will be taking the Angels.
That's
that,
cool.
that was the one I wanted.
Go
So
with
Jason,
the
I
Angels.
think.
I mean, if he's
depends
smart, he
on how
goes
people
Giants.
instantly- because there aren't a lot of major league teams that have viable Coliseum level,
No.
I
and
wanted-
you get two picks.
Yeah,
It runs
I
out
wanted to bring this
fast.
up. Anyways, now that I've disparaged Major League Baseball, the Giants.
The first pick would be the Giants.
for me,
yes.
because you want to know the Tigers become kittens. All right, so I got the Giants, and now is where
Now-
Twins,
Wow.
Brewers, Mariners.
Now
Like,
it's-
what is there?
there's-
Texas,
The
Astros,
baseball team names. You're so dumb. They're poisonous. They're
Yeah, they
deadly.
are.
I'll take
Diamondbacks.
the Diamondbacks. I'm gonna
Yeah,
flood this
okay.
place.
Mike, you have the Angels, and you have a pick.
I do have a pick.
I'm concerned.
It runs out fast. Are you guys going to be able to go 4 runs without like taking a Blue Jay or something?
Because I'm trying to think.
What about the
how is this
Rockies? Is it
going?
worth
One,
taking a mountain
it just-
range?
It feels like a really good defense.
You can't kill it.
Like, you know how you have the tank, right? You have your meat shield, your
I think he's
your
talking
crew,
Rockies
the
here.
person they're blocking. And then I was thinking, well, how could this attack?
You
And
can't.
then I was like, oh well, I guess Landslides are my.
He's taking the
my
Rockies.
attacks. I am going to take the Rockies.
Are you really?
The mountains?
I will be taking the mountains, and I will be raining.
Good luck killing the Rockies.
Landslides?
upon all of you.
That tells you where the second round pick was the mountains.
Yeah. That's how
He just
bad
drafted
baseball
the
teams are
mountains
named.
because he couldn't find a better choice. And the
Rockies.
worst part is they're on my list because the next pick, I'm taking the Pirates.
Yeah.
The Pirates are the next
Pirates,
pick for
Mariners,
sure. And,
Athletics. Is it politically correct to take
They
Indians,
don't even have
I'm-
small bears,
I'm worried that I'm
Cubs,
gonna forget-
And a really important thing about fighting,
You gotta be in good shape.
You gotta be fit.
athletics?
Right.
He's taking the
You
athletics.
need someone who's a real athlete. You need someone who's really athletic. So I will be taking the athletics.
How do you defeat the mountain? How do you
Exactly.
kill the mountain? I mean, do you auto?
That's a
win or
Game of
auto
Thrones
lose?
question,
Or
isn't it?
just, we're going to be rambunctious. We're going to be crazy. We're going to be. I mean, some would say psychopaths.
Oh,
and
he's
there
going
ain't no
Philly
fans.
fanatics.
This is
The
true.
Phillies.
world.
I know where you're going.
Like the Philadelphia fans. The Phillies, them crazy. I mean, we're getting a fight, but you want to know why we're going to be scrapping?
Why is that?
Because guess who's coming with them? The Brewers. The Brewers. Baby. Oh, we got
You're making the Phillies drunk. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
That was a really good strategy.
Mike, you're back. Lucky.
Time for the Padres.
I am back. My list.
The
is- you're gonna be
Astros?
shocked.
What is an
Running
Astro?
out of-
People need to stop and go look.
Is it
at
worth
the
getting a
list.
Marlin?
All right, well,
Ah,
that happened.
Yeah.
what a weak draft.
What's our final? What's our
Presumably they'll have to do the
final-
NHL at some
Warrior
point.
plans here.
There's some better ones in the
Houston
NHL,
Astros used to be the
although
Houston
not the Maple
145.
Leafs.
I guess that means we have hockey to do at some point in the future.
Oh man.
That one seems all right.
There's some
seems
good
like
ones.
I'm gonna have to look at a list because I can name you about 3 teams.
There's Kings and
That'll be-
Sharks.
All right.
The Avalanche would be my number one
What
for
did we learn today?
hockey.
I learned there are professional dog food tasters that are not dogs.
I learned that.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
I just feel better. That was exactly what I needed today. An hour of chuckles and hanging out with 3 guys who I like to think would be my friends if we ever actually met in real life. But I get to invite them into my home enough weekly here with the Spitballers, and then they also do the Fantasy Footballer podcast, which this time of year is only twice a week, but during football season is a full 5. So these guys are talking into my ears a lot on a weekly basis, and they have been for much of the last year. So Andy, Mike, and Jason, if you guys ever happen to see this, thank you guys so much for helping out in a super weird year. And I appreciate you guys. I want more people to find the Spitballers out there. I think it's a great podcast, well worth the listen and the follow. So for those of you who have hung around, thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay healthy, and cheers.